Hi, I'm Zach Wiewel, an attorney and partner here at Texas Trust Law. You're receiving this video because you're one of our trusted advisors who have helped build and maintain our clients' wealth. Now, I want to talk about business succession planning with y'all because it's an important subject, one that is near and dear to my heart because Brad Wiewel, my father, and I are currently going through the business succession planning process. It's not easy, it's often frustrating, but it's something that's necessary and ultimately good if you approach it in the right way. So I want to talk about a few things. First is identifying the successor. That's probably the hardest part because there might be a lot of guys or girls at your organization who might have what it takes to lead the business when you're not here, but you're not sure. Again, the first step in business succession planning is identifying that successor and then developing that person to be able to be the rainmaker, to be able to manage HR, to be able to do what you do in a way that's just as good, if not slightly better. That's the hardest part, and that's the first step. Now, once someone has that first step, or now if someone has other partners they're working with, that, again, it's a natural transition when there's other equity partners, the next step is building in a buy-sell agreement. And this is an often overlooked thing. It's an often, frankly, screwed up thing, the terms people put into it. But I want to give you three things to consider when considering a buy-sell agreement. First is considering incapacity planning. Now, if one of the business owner gets incapacitated from a car wreck, a heart attack, something, you want to make sure that the buy-sell agreement has provisions in there that cover incapacity. Now, the second thing in there is you want to make sure the buy-sell agreement has provisions in there that cover a divorce. Because in Texas, if the business was created during a marriage, it's half one spouse's, half the other spouse's. Even if that other spouse has nothing to do with the business, they still technically own half if there was to be a divorce. So the buy-sell agreement needs to be comprehensive and cover what might happen if one of the partners or the equity owners gets divorced. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is key person insurance. That is a great tool that can solve a lot of things. If someone were to pass away before the transition is completed, it's often nice and helpful to have insurance that can pay to the company, pays to individuals, however you want to set it up. But it's nice to have insurance that helps run the company, keeps it going as on an ongoing basis as a going concern. One last thing, this is a bonus thing. If you have a buy-sell agreement or one of your clients has a buy-sell agreement, a lot of times this is drafted in, but frankly, it's just good practice, is to regularly review the buy-sell. Some of them require you to do an annual appraisal. If you're not doing the annual appraisal, well, that causes an issue. Sometimes things change in a business. Well, frankly, things change all the time in a business, and you want to re-examine that buy-sell pretty regularly to make sure it's keeping up with the changing business situation. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any questions about business succession planning, give us a call at 512-480-8828.